Hello Milky fans, it is Milk still here with you for another Idol Heroes video. How are you? I hope you are well. Today, I'm going to do two things that are going to be hopefully a smidge different but a bit better. Well, one of those things will hopefully be better. One, I'm going to try and enunciate my words more because I got some feedback from a gentleman, first time ever, who mentioned that he didn't understand what I was saying. And that was either because of my volume, which I don't think is the issue because you can turn up the volume on YouTube videos and on your PC. Secondly, it might have been because of my recording equipment, and I don't think that's the issue because if you've been following me throughout my video making journey on YouTube, you'll know that I got a very expensive microphone last year, and that microphone is still kind of technically quite expensive and is still certainly very big. And the last thing, which might be the cause, and it's probably one of the key contributors to him not understanding me, is the fact that I don't enunciate my words quite as well. I speak very quickly. That and Australian, and the fourth factor is potentially my Australian accent. Australians don't tend to enunciate words as much as other races. So I am going to make a conscious effort to enunciate my words in this video. So leave a comment down below if if you could please tell me the way that I'm speaking, and it's obviously consciously slower because I now need to enunciate every word, if the listenability of my content is any better, or if that other guy just had struggled with my accent. Because I'll tell you what, if you got some if there was a person from Scotland or Ireland, boy, those gentlemen and lasses and ladies, they have very thick accents. So if you're having trouble with my accent, boy oh boy. Anyway, the main thing we're here to talk about today is Void and my plus day 2 thoughts on Void and how it's all going and where the game is evolving to. So the first thing, having thought through this game for 2 days now, is it's more PvE content. Yes, it touches on PvP. PvE that impacts on PvP. They've tied the two together, which I think is going to put a lot of people off, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's neither here or there. For me personally, it's just, for me, it's more content. And I'm not being paid by DH to say that. I know some people, Void is very, how do I say, there are two camps, it looks like. Some people love it, and then some people absolutely hate it. And certainly with the YouTube content creators, we're kind of starting to see that. Basically, everyone that spends a lot of money on it loves it. So we're talking about Barry, GDP, possibly even June, because that helps him clear SL20, and all the other, his Aspen dungeon runs. And then on the other side, you have MKX Jump. I'm kind of in the middle, not by choice. Like, initially, before going into this, I was hating on Void. I didn't really care for it. And to a large extent, I don't really care for it still, but it's a lot more PV content. And for someone that's just recently unemployed, it's a lot more things to do throughout the day for me in terms of a distraction. But the reality of this game is the meta has shifted from a PvE point of view. The fact that you can now upgrade your heroes to level 350 or level 345, whatever it is, means that they actually want you to complete all the current PvE stuff because they're moving the PvE meta to Void. Void is largely about PvE. All the stuff they haven't opened up, that's all new PvE, right? So when you start seeing people, because everyone's pretty much complete SL20 now. I've completed like, one, two, three of them, and I'm close to basically completing 2 others, right? They want you to complete SL20. That's the whole idea, right? The fact that you can get heroes up to level 345, level 350 means they want you to complete SL20. It's no longer impressive. Like, there are formulas out there on Reddit on how to clear SL20 with a minimum lineup, right? So when someone says, "Oh, I've cleared SL20," it's not that impressive anymore. Like, get back to me when you've completed all of them, right? Because that's where the game's headed. You need to complete all of SL. Same with Tower of Oblivion. It's no longer impressive completing 650 because so many people are doing it now, right? Oh, the OG people that completed SL50 did it a long time ago. Like this ZZYB guy, he completed SL 650 like last year, right? Levels number 2, 3, and 4, we only completed it very recently, like maybe mid this year, thereabouts. And you can see how many people have just finished 650. Like 650 is like, what the fuck is it, right? Everyone's completing Seal Land 650 now. And with the ability to upgrade heroes to the 345, you should be able to do that. By far and large, the biggest benefit of Void on PvE is Aspen Dungeon, right? You should all be able to complete Seal Land 100 now. Or not Seal Land, Death 100 now. Death 100, Death 50 used to be a pretty big deal, right? Not anymore. The fact that you can upgrade your heroes to 345 means you should all be able to clear, if you have the right lineup. You don't even need to pay to win artifacts, arguably. You should theoretically all be able to clear Death 100 now. And I think it's there. You're seeing so many people on Reddit, so many people on YouTube clearing Death 100. Death 50 used to be a big deal. Like the OG people that did it, just to give you a sense. And it's good that they put dates on it. This guy here, ZZYB, he got to Death 50 way before June even got there, right? This guy got there last year in September. See, 2019-99. Only recently have people now in this meta, this year, cleared 50, right? So you see all these 2020s, Kenzie, Mr. 7up. These guys are only clearing it now, and they're already at 73, 72. But last year, OG respect in terms of like skill, theorycraft, all that shit. ZZYB got to 58 1 year before everyone else did. That was mad hard, and that guy deserves a lot of respect. But the fact that so many people are at over 50 now, and I'm close to 50, right? I'm convinced that now that I've got 345 Russell, level 345 Ada, level 345 Sherlock, I'm at 43 as of like last time I did this. I'm going to get to 50 on Saturday. I'm so convinced that I'm going to get to 50 on Saturday. They want you all to finish Aspen Dungeon 100, right? By making it like relatively easy to upgrade your heroes to level 345. Because, guys, it's not that hard to get to death. You only need like one really good hero, like maybe an Ada, or who else can get you to 345, or just to death. A lot of heroes can get you to death. A Ruda combo of some sort, right? The fact that you can get there so easily means they want you all to increase your level cap to 345. And the fact that you can get to level 345 on just so many, like every hero now, means they basically want you to clear Death 100. Because I think they're trying to basically, that's why they have this here. They're kind of like this Void Temple. It's like, yeah, this is the old stuff. This is the old PvE stuff. Really, we want you guys, we've heard that you guys have basically crushed it and conquered it. And for those of you who are struggling to get there, rather than say, for example, Seal Land building, a Penny, 3 Sherlocks, 4 Emilys, and making it so hard, or in like Shadow Seal Land, building 3 Horuses just to clear Seal Land 20. Fuck it. We're just going to let you upgrade to 345. We want you to clear all of Seal Land. Similarly, we want you to clear all of Aspen Dungeon, a lot of Tower of Oblivion, because for the older players, that stuff is boring. Like, that's for the new players, you're like, well, fuck, I'm never going to get anywhere now. I'm going to give up. But for the older players, this stuff is kind of stale and redundant. So that's why I think they've gone away and they created Void, and it's going to be a whole bunch of just brand new PvE content. Because that old PvE content, to be fair, is completely stale. So I think that's what they're doing in this game. They're just trying to make everyone move PvE, the PvE things that they do. Right? So I think that was their intent with Void, right? And I know all of you saying, no, that was like, they're actually just built all this to make money. I mean, it's a lot of effort just to make very little money. Because if you look at how many people, and this is just for Android, I've seen the stats on iOS. iOS have a lot more rich people. If you look at how many people have bought like $3,000 worth of shit, or $2,000 worth of stuff, it's not up there. It's like, what, 26 people on Android? And not all these people even have an E5 Seer. Only like 19 people have an E5 level 345, whatever, Starflash Seer. So, I mean, good on you. Like, great. So you guys are just going to be battling out amongst each other. But by far and large, everyone's just like, fuck that. I'm not going to spend $1,700 on this game just to build some BS Seer, right? I mean, it's nice that you get to build C on the first day, and like 26 of these people are lucky enough and rich enough to be able to do that, which is fantastic. But the reality is, by the time we've all saved up crystals through the free to play way, C is going to be out of date. It's going to be like Asmodel or some other fucking new hero that's going to be able to crush that Transcendence hero. I don't think it was their intent to make like a Valk or an Ada a new sort of like I can crush the shit out of everyone meta hero. I'm yet to face any Seer lineups on my server because no one's fucking bothered to spend $1,700 to build a transcending Seer. So it's hard to tell whether or not it's worth building it. Everyone's like, well, fuck that. We're just going to get to 345 on everyone and just keep playing for free. So I think they're going to drop the value of the new, those, what do you call them? Those fucking things that you have to buy. They're going to drop the value of these Core of Transcendences pretty soon. Because no one's buying them. It's just not moving off the shelf. So this video, I'm not going to do the value analysis on whether you should spend 1,500 gems in the market to buy one of these versus 3 orbs or like 10 scrolls. That's not this video. This is just my initial plus 2-day thoughts on what Void I think they're trying to achieve, why we care about certain things. But yeah, I think that's what they're trying to do with Void. Second thing I want to mention is, if you haven't watched one of my old videos, is now that you can increase your heroes to level 345, assuming that you already cracked hell and you're on death, when you're upgrading your heroes to level 345, like, keep in mind what I just told you. I told you that they want you to clear all of Sealand. So, not all of Sealand, all the PvE in the current meta, right? Because Void is the new PvE content. That's where you should focus your time. And I'm going to explain why that is later on. But the so what in terms of upgrading your heroes, if you didn't watch my last video, is that you should be upgrading heroes that are both useful for PvE and for Aspen Dungeon, right? That's the so what if you haven't picked up on it already. Why is that? Because if you clear Death 100 on Aspen Dungeon, you can upgrade your heroes to level 350, which is what everyone wants to do right now. So, the so what means of the so what is you should be only upgrading Russell, who's useful on both Aspen Dungeon and PvP. You should be upgrading Tix. You should be upgrading Sherlock. Ada, I'm half about right now. Like, Ada is really only useful in Aspen Dungeon, but because Ada is so critical to completing some of the nodes. I'm probably going to upgrade Ada as well, just so I can clear Aspen Dungeon 100. When I clear Aspen Dungeon 100, then Death 100, sorry, then all my heroes can get to level 350, which is I can tie a bow around it. I can be like, I'm done and dusted with that. Then I can think about upgrading just a little annoying heroes to level 350 for Sealand, but that's a separate story. Right now, the focus is clearing Death 100. That's where you all need to get to, and I think it's infinitely achievable for a lot of you by upgrading your current heroes, the right ones, to level 345. So for those of you who fucked up like I did at the start, and you upgraded your Drakes or your Belrains to a certain level, refocus. You gotta refocus and shift your energies like I have to the heroes that matter in both Aspen Dungeon and PvP. If you've upgraded carries, good luck. I don't think upgrading carries matter as much because you want her to die off most of the time. So yeah, just be careful about upgrading every single hero just because everyone else is upgrading every single hero. So that's the second thing I want to talk about in this video. One was the purpose of Void and where I think they're headed, and why I think they want you all to just basically finish the current PvE content and move to the Void PvE content. Second thing was, which heroes should you be upgrading right now or leveling up? And the third thing that I want to talk about is my preliminary thoughts on where you need to focus your energy in this game. So I'm yet to do my complete value analysis on Realmsgate and how best to do it. And that's because I don't have enough data right now. But what data I do have, I think the next PvE, the next big thing in PvE is about one-shotting teams at Void 100, Void Corruption 100, if that makes sense, right? because the higher your corruption levels, the more rewards that you get. So that's the first thing, right? The next PvE challenge is not broken spaces. It's not SL20. You know, everyone. I've seen videos like broken spaces. Yeah, someone completed 9 tickets. No one gives a fuck. As long as you do it in less than 100 tickets, you're just gonna end up with a lot of extra tickets at the end of the month that no one can use, right? So no one gives a fuck about that. SL20, I've said they want you to complete it. It's infinitely doable now. You don't need like 5 E5 heroes. There's minimum lineups requirements that people have shared on Reddit. That's done and dusted, right? Same with Tower of Oblivion. Looks like everyone's just completing it. Same with Aspen Dungeon, right? So like I said, the next challenge is about working out the lineups to complete Void 100, Void Corruption level 100 with one shot. Because ultimately, the goal of Realmsgate is to get as many of those purple, what do you call it? We got to get the name right. Is to get as many, not those, is to get as many of these crystals of transcendence. Let's just call them COTS, which I know is confusing because it also, this is also a COT, technically. Where are we? See, Core of Transcendence. So let's just call these cores, and then we'll call the purple COTS, right? So the purple COTS, that's the end goal of Realmsgate, right? Because you want to get everyone wants to get 5 million purple COTS to be able to get an upgraded transcended hero, right? And that, by all accounts, right now, it's going to take forever to get. But the thing is, the higher your Void Corruption level, the more COTS you get from simple battles, right? And so if I take a step back, and that's why it's important to get to Void Corruption 100, right? Because I've done some very simple like back of envelope calc, and I don't know how accurate this is because I don't know how many purple COTS you get. Because I'm only up to level 12, I can only infer based on like 2 data points what I think each Void Corruption level, so this is Void Corruption level, is worth in terms of COTS, right? So Void Corruption level, at Void Corruption level 10, for each normal basic battle against, if we enter like, well, here, right? These void creatures. For each normal basic battle, you get 250 purple COTS or space crystals for 5 luminous energy, right? At level 100, for the same 5 luminous energy, you get like close to twice that amount. So you can be like, well, instantly, Milk, so does that mean that rather than say the 200 days, everyone's saying it might take me to get 5 million crystals, it's only going to take me 100 days if I get to level 100 Void? The answer is fuck yes. So assuming that every time you go up a Void level, you get an extra 2.5 crystals, purple crystals, then everyone's objective in Realmsgate should be to get to the Void Corruption 100 as quickly as possible. The other so what, if you haven't worked out by now, or that's certainly coming to me right now, is that some of these hexes, and I'm going to call each of these sort of squares you can land on hexes because these are hexagons. Each of these hexes, right? Some of them are just fucking terrible value, especially if you're trying to speed Void Corruption 100 as quickly as you can. And in particular, these Land of Treasure hexes are fucking terrible value on first principle. Well, on first examination, right? Because like this chest, yeah, not only is it cost 10 luminous energy, so 2 normal fights, so it's going to slow you down, but it's the fact that you have to do like 2 of them, like 2 chests in just 1 normal treasure hex. That's that. It's going to overall, it's basically going to cost you, and that reward. Second thing is the reward isn't even that fucking fantastic, right? Like, it's not like giving you Core of Transcendences. They're giving you Prophet Orbs, which I'm like, fuck, I don't need any more food. So if you're endgame, you don't need any more food. Those Dragon Bits, I don't need any more fucking Dragon Bits. Or even Scrolls. The range of prizes you can get are so varying that it's no longer worth doing. I would actively avoid doing these treasure chests, right? So that's the so what. You're trying to get to Void Corruption 100 as quickly as possible. Therefore, you're trying to speed through each of these level in the minimum amount of energy required. Meaning you only do these normal battles, these void creature battles. You might do the mining ones because it's just worth so much. you might do these ones, these idle ruins, because you only have to fight 3 battles, and then the ruins that you get, you basically don't have to pay anything for it, right? But I think you almost actively want to avoid these treasure chest ones, these Land of Treasure ones, because it costs you so much to do. And these question marks as well, you can end up with a treasure chest situation. I think you almost certainly you end up with a treasure chest situation. Treasure chests, they cost so much money, and the chance to get a treasure chest with a lot of the purple cots or the space crystals is so low that it's almost not worth, it's worth actively avoiding. Hopefully all of that made sense, right? So let's just do some battles here. Maybe we can get all the way to the end. I doubt it. I don't have enough energy. But I think that's the point of Realms Gate. It's to basically speed through and get to Void corruption level 100 as quickly as possible. And also to work out the best lineup to conquer most teams on Void 100. I think Void 100 corruption is going to be supremely difficult. And so I think that's the next big PvE focus. It's about people telling us what lineups that will crush like 80-90% of Void corruption level. I think it's probably going to cap out at like 50 or 60, where people are like, fuck, it's going to cost me 2 Lumina crystals to actually get through this. And I think that's the new challenge at hand. It's about what's the right balance, because you can adjust the Void corruption level. You don't have to go to 12 or 13 if you don't have the lineup to be able to handle the heroes at level 12 or 13, right? You can adjust it all the way back down and still cruise through all these levels. But for me, I think you're trying to max. The Realms Gate is about, it's a min-max problem. You're trying to max Void corruption while continuously minimizing the amount of Lumina energy that you expend, right? And if you can max it Void corruption to 100 while continuing to spend just 5 Lumina energy per battle, that's the ultimate goal, right? 105. 105. And working out the lineup that'll get you the 100 for 5 Lumina energy. That's the next PvE challenge. And that's what I'm waiting for people to share and what I'm waiting to see. Anyway, that's my thoughts on day 2 of Void. I know it was a bit of a long video, but I just wanted to get a couple of things out there. Let me know what you think about Void. I'm always interested to hear other people's opinions. I will do my next video on the new event this week later today. But yeah, guys, I hope you have a great Friday. And yeah, leave feedback. I know I sort of started trying to enunciate all my words, and I probably, because I got so excited, I started talking quick again. And when I talk quick, it means I don't have the time to enunciate. So let me know how the first part of the video was and whether or not you understood everything. And let me know how the middle part of the video was when I got excited and started to talk quick, whether or not it's not even a word, the listenability or your ability to understand what I'm saying was any better at the start compared to the middle and compared to the end, where now that I'm actively trying to enunciate my words and I'm conscious about it, hopefully it's clear. And if there's no difference, then just say Milkstool, there's no difference. The guy just doesn't understand your accent. He can just go watch someone else. Thanks, guys.